Seasons.
Yeah.
Let's dive a little bit about that. What is it that you have there or have done there? And what does that mean for you? What was that stepping stone too? Because you had that before Disney Springs. So anyways, run with it.
Okay, so the story goes, Four Seasons, I was in one of the stores in, I want to say maybe November of 2022. Yeah, somewhere around then. And I noticed that they didn't have any Disney art in the hotel. And so I sort of just started speaking with them. And, I was like, hey, like, you know, would you guys ever consider having Disney art in here? I don't know what any of that was like. And they had connected me with the buyer for the retail stores there. And I started talking with her, and we just talked more and more about what that could look like. And so it happened very progressive. It was a very progressive process because we started out with I did two pieces, and I was there for one day. And then that was a super successful pop-up that I did there. And so then they invited me to do basically a month there in July of 2023, which was all inspired by my art. And so the food and beverage team got in on it. And so they made a menu that was available at Lobby Bar, which was really cool. And there was an ice cream cone at Lickety Split at Four Seasons that was available, that was inspired by my art. And then I painted two pieces that were displayed in the lobby for the month of July. And so as that relationship has grown, and I have a great relationship with the retail team there, we've sort of just figured out what we can create together. And then since then we've been able to do events. And my work is on one of the walls right outside of the store wardrobe there. And they sell my prints, and they have prints that are exclusive to just the resort because they're pieces that were inspired by the resort. So it's Mickey in the Lazy River there, and a piece called Palm Pathway, which is Mickey and Minnie, and they're in their outfits that they greet guests in at Goofy's breakfast there. So that is really cool. And it's underneath the Palm Pathway at the resort. So that is the most incredible partnership that I'm so lucky to have, and to have my work featured at Four Seasons, which is I don't know, to me, it doesn't get better than Four Seasons. So I think that is the coolest thing ever. And just every time I walk in there and just see my work, it's it's a pinch me kind of thing. It's crazy to see my signature and my name associated with anything Four Seasons, but they're just the best team. I can't say enough great things about them. They're all super creative, and they want things to be successful, and they put a lot of effort in. And I think most importantly, they care about the guests. And so that's really evident in everything that they do, is they care about the people that are going and staying there, maybe even just shopping there, and everything is really guest focused, which is super important to me. So yeah, that's how it's definitely evolved. It's it's been a long, it's definitely been trial and not so much error, just seeing what works and then just adjusting and doing more and more of that. And it keeps getting bigger, which is incredible. So yeah.
I'd almost say that. Sorry, Brooks, did you have to say something? No? Okay, sorry. What I've seen from your artwork there, it's very luxurious. It does have this different, same, but different style. Very fitting to the Four Seasons. But I think it's just fantastic that you were able to, find this gap and fill it basically within that realm of luxury with the Four Seasons. So congratulations on that. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Of course. I also want to just piggyback on that and talk about now being at Disney Springs. So, you love being at the Four Seasons, but Disney Springs is also pretty fairly new for you. How's that been? How does that make you feel that you're being recognized and, I guess to an extent being offered these fantastic opportunities because of your success?
It's crazy. It's you walk into a store where you I went as a kid and saw other work and was I hope that I can be in here one day. And then, I'm standing there, and it's history is sort of, I guess, repeating itself, because the kid that I'm talking to could have their art showcase there one day. It's really, really cool. It's
surreal. I think that's the word you're looking for.
Surreal. Yeah. Yeah, and especially because the Disney Springs Art Walk was sort of that happened. I was able to create a piece for that art walk in, I think it was 2021, 2022, somewhere around there, that I did that, but it wasn't like there wasn't anything for sale of mine Disney Springs.
That was very new on, like very
Yeah.
early on, I should say.
So that was a question that I got a lot, was like, oh, I see that your artwork is featured at Disney Springs. Can I also purchase your artwork at Disney Springs? And I would always say no, but now that it's like physically there is really cool. It's like having art that's also like, there's obviously a range of costs to art, right? So you have like original pieces, which is definitely at the top of the spectrum. And then you have prints. And I think that like the prints that I do, the prints on paper are super important to me and my art and the people that enjoy my art, because it's like a lower price thing that, not everybody can spend hundreds and hundreds or thousands of dollars on art. And so I think it's like, it's fun because it's like they're smaller pieces, they're attainable, they're easy to transport. Like, you can't fit a humongous piece of art in your suitcase, but you can fit a paper print in your suitcase that's like, this big. So yeah, it's really important for me to have those pieces there too, and to have super fun things like that. So it just, yeah, really cool.
Well, I personally agree because, I have these artworks that aren't original per se, but they mean everything to me and it's within the budget that I can, for now, be able to purchase. So the fact that you're able to accommodate to all the different levels and reach your fan base of every level, I think that really is important. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah,
well,
I agree.
And kind of on that, your work, each piece has a distinctive energy to it. And, like it tells a story, and it's like a different story with each. At least this is what I get from it. And I love art. So when I'm looking at art, I kind of want to see more in depth other than just, throwing some paint on a canvas. Cause like Steph, I am not artistically inclined. So it's just not, like that. But I have a question. I was thinking about this. Like if you had, and I wrote it down, but if one of your artworks could come to life and speak, what do you think it would say? Not to put you on the spot, but like it's,
that's a great question.
Yeah, it's.
Well, I think it definitely depends on the character, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I hate giving an answer like this, but I really think it depends on the piece and the character and like what they're depicted doing in that piece. I don't know.
Like I would love to hear what Dignified Duck would say if he came to life.
Yeah, like Donald with his crown on.
Oh, you got Goofy with the one Goofy with like the purple background.
Yeah,
that's gorgeous.
Goofy. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That's all I could do.
That's good.
That's what I imagined. Also another gorgeous piece.
Thank you. I don't know. I feel like I would just want them to say, I guess, whatever is as true to. That's so
their
hard.
iconic lines.
That's a really tough question.
It to be like, a hard question.
You stumped him. You got this question at the trivia. Which one's worse?
But I think
at this rate, he might go with the trivia.
The trivia might be a little bit easier, even though I definitely don't know the answer for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have another question that might be a little bit easier if you
the only
think about it.
Why I'm having so much trouble is like I immediately think of like a Maleficent piece, and like Maleficent wouldn't have anything nice to say probably, but I wouldn't want her to have anything nice to say.
Everyone would really love to know what Maleficent would say.
Right. But I wouldn't want her to say anything nice because that would be so not true to her. So it's hard for me to. I think as I want the characters to look as true to. Yeah. I'm like,
you
I'm
just
really
inspired him.
Yeah. Really thinking
He's
about
gonna think about what they're gonna say in his next piece, and you're gonna be like, "Darn it, Jen!"
Or he's gonna run away screaming and be like, "Nope."
I might have nightmares about them coming to life. And
just don't be painting Chernobog right before.
Yeah.
No.
There might be a whole new line of artwork coming.
Have any of you read the Kingdom Keepers books?
Yes.
Brooks has.
Okay, so that was like, I was never a reader as a kid, and like those books, like the first one I read, our teacher read it to us in like I think 5th grade, and I was like obsessed with them ever since then, and I think I've read every one up until when they did like the reboot series.
I just got the first book of the reboot series. I'm about to
Have
start
you
reading
started
it.
it? Is it good? Oh, you haven't
I
started it
haven't
yet.
started it yet. So I'm finishing up another book series now, and which I'm on book 2 of that, and it's a 3-book series. So after that, I'm going to start The Inheritance. I've pitched this ever since season 1 that to do an episode on that series, because two, the bits of trivia of Disney trivia and knowledge that I've thrown in there because of how the author worked with Disney and Imagineers and everything. And it makes me scared every time I go on It's a Small World if you've read the books.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I look at all those little children, I'm like, oh no,
Yeah, they're all coming to
oh no.
life after the parks close. And yeah,
The clowns. Have you guys seen the clowns on It's a Small World? Because they're the creepiest things
What about
ever.
the hippo?
I'll accept the hippo with the lazy eye.
the
The
hippo's cute.
clowns?
The hippo's cute. The
They've
clowns
got
are a little creepy.
I love the hippo.
I will say, we took our 2-year-old on it on our last trip, and she was in awe the whole time. She was just like super quiet, just
to be that age again, discovering Disney for the first time. Well, almost the first time. Okay, I've got a question.
Yes.
What has been your most popular piece so far? Can I guess? And then you can tell me the answer.
Well, I don't. What's the criteria for popular?
I guess the one that sold the most, at least like print wise. But then again, if it's original, I don't know how that would categorize.
What's your
My guess was the Mickey running with the ice cream cone, the mint ice cream cone.
the one? Are you talking about the one with the pink background?
Yes.
Okay, he doesn't have an ice cream cone in his hand. He is running.
What? Oh, okay. Sorry, then I'm
But there
getting
is
them mixed
another
up.
one. Yes, because there is another one with him holding ice cream.
Gotcha. Okay, the one with him running then, with the pink background. You had him at the festival.
Yes. That's called What's Burning. That one, to my knowledge, is definitely popular. But the issue is that what's most popular are the paper prints, and not all of those pieces have been printed on paper.
Gotcha.
But as far as the paper prints, May the Source, which is not the official name, I think the official name is The Sorcerer's Apprentice, is the one that you have behind you. Yes, that was the most popular paper print, because the way we did that was like it was an edition of just as many sold in that 24-hour period, and I think the edition size was like 390 something. So 390 people bought that piece in one day, and then no more were made after that. So I think that was, yeah, so it's like it's confusing because there's like so many different like pieces of information that like
Gotcha.
would go into something, but that piece was very, very popular. And I think definitely it was because in part the filter, that the interactive Instagram filter, that was really cool. Also the fact that it's Sorcerer Mickey, and a lot of people love Sorcerer Mickey, which
Yes, but you had like a different take on Sorcerer Mickey, because I've seen plenty of Sorcerer Mickey artwork. Who does, really, who doesn't like Sorcerer Mickey? But they're all very much the same.
yeah, very
And this
traditional.
is, yeah. And there's just a lot I could say. It's beautiful. I'm not going to even
Thank
open
you.
that can of worm. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I understand why, it could vary, depending on what criteria we're talking about.
Well, I have one real quick.
Go for it.
Do you have a piece that kind of means the most to you,
Good question.
or at least some pieces that maybe
Yes.
not as well known, but really have a special place in your heart?
Yes. The 128, that's the other one that you have behind you, the Steamboat Willie one. That piece I started painting in New York like years ago, and I finished it after I moved to Florida. That came with me when I moved to Florida, or like shortly after it was sent down. And then I finished it here, and I sort of like gave it a little bit of a facelift and added more to it. And then it became like an official, like one of my first pieces with Disney Fine Arts. So the fact that I started that, like I'm from New York, so I started that in New York. It was really cool. That sort of like came with me. And so that's probably the most meaningful, and like just because it's been part of my life for a little bit. So yeah, just that one I think by default would be the most meaningful to me.
Okay.
I've got great artwork taste.
Yeah, you do for sure. Yeah, and the ticket
Sorry.
ones are really cute. I love the ticket ones. Those are like, I try to do something like a little bit different. I wanted to do something that was like super fun, and I had the ticket idea, and I knew that like I wanted to do something like Mickey and Donald. So yeah,
And they're my favorite colors. Everything that
they're
I own
very
is
cute.
blue and green. Mostly
Love it.
green, but blue and green. No, it's just, oh, I love, again, I could talk about it for hours, how much I love it. Anyways, great question, Brooks. Jen, do you have another question?
I'm afraid to ask one now.
Oh no.
No. So, have you ever had a moment where a fan's reaction has like really stood out to you? So I know we talked about some interactions, but like, has there been one that's just really like, oh, wow,
Yes, but
Stomp them again.
I did. I'm just going to stop now.
yes, I would say one time someone came up to me and brought like, I think he was visiting from another country, and I guess he had flown in to the States and had driven to meet me a few hours away with his aunt. And as he was leaving, he handed me a note. And the note basically said that where he's from, it's not really acceptable for him to be gay. He just admires that I've like been able to live my life open and like be who I am, and be happy with who I am. And that's really inspired him. And he doesn't know when he'll ever be able to be who he really is and to live his life as, you know, who he identifies as. So he just basically, the note was just saying that, you know, I really inspired him and that he hopes one day that he can get there, but he doesn't know. And he just wanted to thank me. And that was probably like the most meaningful interaction that has stood out. I mean, that's like beyond any art too. It's like, it was just, yeah, I still have the note somewhere. It's like, I definitely cried a little bit. It was very emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might cry. I might cry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love that.
I know.
Thank
It's
you
like,
for
it's,
sharing
you know,
that.
of course, yeah. It's like, I feel comfortable sharing that because I think it's always, you know, hope maybe somebody will hear it and that'll inspire them. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
that's how this stuff works.
Yeah.
It's Disney magic. It's just amazing. I love it. Brooks, you have another question? If not, I'm going to shimmy on over to the rapid fire questions before we start wrapping up. No.
Let's shimmy and shamey away.
Okay. All right. We'll do some fun rapid fire questions. And then after that, for those that are still listening, we're just going to ask Dom, you know, how you can support his artwork, where you can purchase, and, you know, where you can find him in the near future, hopefully. So, favorite Disney character to draw?
Mickey,
I should have guessed.
such a, I know it's a very, it's a basic answer, but it's just, I just love
It's
him.
not
I just,
basic.
you know,
It's the man.
Yes,
It's the mouse.
It is
yeah,
the mouse.
you got to pay respects. You do.
All
Absolutely.
right. Favorite Disney attraction of all time?
God. Okay. I would say Pirates, but I don't know if that's my real answer. That's just my rapid, if I have to come up with an answer quick. Pirates of the, is it Caribbean or Caribbean? How do you
I
say
say
it?
Caribbean.
I say Caribbean.
Yeah. I think I say depending on the day. I don't know which
Yeah.
one. Just whatever comes
It's
out.
acceptable either way.
Yes. Yes.
I would say Pirates. But Wishes fireworks show is like my all-time favorite thing ever.
If Kelton
Nothing-
was here,
I know.
Nothing-
that's his
Hilton.
favorite.
Nothing is sacred to me anymore since that show has gone away. Like I have no attachment to anything honestly at all anymore ever since that show has been, because that was just
Not even
like,
happily ever after?
no, I'm sorry. It just doesn't do it for me.
Fantasmic?
I love Fantasmic, but
Okay.
if I could,
He's
sorry,
gone.
this is the thing. If
I
I
have my
could,
own sappy story with Happy Ever After, but
yeah,
Wishes
well,
is
that,
also very, very important to me too.
the thing is like Wishes, like it didn't matter where I was, I would just want to stop whatever I was doing to watch it. Like wherever I was in the park, like Happily Ever After, I'm like, okay, it's happening. It's also half of my issue with Happily Ever After is it's a little long, and then my neck hurts, and I'm like, okay, if we can just condense this a little bit. I've been standing here for like 17 minutes. Wishes was like 11. It was perfect time. This is a little bit too strenuous on my neck.
But see,
It's
if
just,
you go to the railroad station, you don't have to look all the way up. You can have more of
It's
a
not
direct
always
shot.
open, Brooks. It's not always
Well,
open. I know. It's the best spot. But if Kelton was here, he absolutely loves. We all
Yeah.
love Wishes. He loves Wishes.
I just feel like it told a story without the projection, and you got it, and it made sense, and it was short, and it was concise, and it was like, okay, here we go, we're starting. Here's the middle, here's the end, we're done. And it was just nice, and boom, 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 and then on your way. But Phantasmic, I love Phantasmic. If I could transport out of there, like show ends, I'm like in the parking lot or not dealing with that crowd. Yes, but since that's not an option, is a very big deterrent for me to go and watch it. Is just it's very overstimulating to leave that stadium, whatever the arena, whatever it's called.
It is. No, it definitely is.
Yeah.
I can't disagree.
As a former cast member for that attraction, fully agree. It wasn't fun to work either.
It's just like
In that capacity with, when the theater dumps, it's not pretty.
it's like I'm excited. He's up there, he's down here, he's on the boat, everything's great, and then it ends, and then I just want to no.
Here's a thought for you. Food for
Yeah.
thought. You love Wishes. One of my favorite parts, and I'm gonna guess you might probably like it too, was Jiminy Cricket. His little speech. You should look into doing a Jiminy Cricket artwork. I think you would
No,
do
I know.
Jiminy justice.
I know.
Just
I
saying.
actually, a very close friend of mine, it was just her birthday, and I bought her a little Erebus Jiminy
Mm-hmm.
figurine. And I didn't know that she likes Jiminy. I just saw it and I thought of her and I was like, this. But that made me, I was like, oh, I need to paint Jiminy. I need to, yes, for sure.
Now you got a second connection in there.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Brooks, you want to ask him a rapid fire question?
Yes. So, I mean, we talked about if you could do a collab with any artist, and we talked about Denise earlier, but if you could do any dream Disney collaboration, say if you can design something for any park, movie, or a piece of merch, what would it be?
I would say I would love to do a collaboration of like a Disney collaboration with a luxury brand. Like if Disney ever like did like a Louis Vuitton collab and then I did the art for that, I would die. I would just, or like Hermes, like that, yeah, like they did like the Gucci collection a few years ago, and I don't think that there was a specific artist that sort of was like the design that stuff, but they do that a lot with like the collaborations with like brands or like watches and stuff. Like a lot of the times you'll see like an artist name. So like I would love to do that with like a luxury brand that I respect, because like the Gucci stuff was basically the world stopped and I bought everything. And I was like, I didn't even know what to do with myself when that happened. I was slightly bamboozled actually, because I was so excited that I went to the store and talked to the sales associate, and she was like, all this stuff is going to sell out. She's like, I have a preview of everything if you want to see it, but like you need to order now because it's going to be gone. And I was like, oh God, okay. So I like went through and I ordered, and I got like my mom something for Christmas, and I got myself shoes, and I got whatever. And then everything went to the outlets anyway. So if I would have just waited and didn't listen to her trying to sell me hard on this stuff, I would have been able to get it for half price, which I also did get stuff for half price that I didn't buy at full price. But anyway, yeah. So yeah.
Well, hopefully that's in your future too.
Yeah, that would be a lot of
I
fun.
think we would die.
Yeah, it was just, that would be the coolest thing. So
If that's going to happen, can we get a heads up so we can start a fund?
yes,
I'm just
for
saying.
sure. Yes.
What she said.
Yes.
We'll support the cause with some time in advance.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Oh, okay. So if you could live in any Disney resort for a month, which one would you choose, and why is it the Four Seasons? Just kidding.
No, actually, I would say the Grand Floridian, because I love the aesthetic and I stayed there growing up. So I have like a connection to it, but we would always come like super late in the day, which I never understood. And then I like, as an only child, I sort of started planning the vacations at some point, which was super not fun looking back on it. I wish I like didn't get involved as long as I could, but I'm like, why are we wasting a whole day getting here at night So if I could just get back all those days that we came and missed the full first day, that would be my month right there. Probably. I would just remember like getting to Orlando and it'd be like 9 o'clock and I'm like, whose idea was this? No, I'm missing a whole Disney day. Why? Who thought this was a good idea to just like, I get like traveling at like, a nice like 3 or 4 p.m. flight because nobody wants to wake up early, but that's not fun for me. And then leaving in the morning, you're missing 2 days.
I feel this in my soul. I feel this in my soul.
It was like, I look back and I'm like, I just can't even believe I just don't.
Oh,
Just what a waste. Yeah, I'm so frustrated for my younger self. Just
hysterical, but I
it could have been
totally
an extra park
understand.
day.
Even if you went to Disney Springs or just hung out by the pool or seen the fireworks from the Grand Floridian.
No, I was definitely super annoying as a kid because I was not the kid to like enjoy spending time at the resort. I like was stressed that I wasn't in the park. They were like, "Oh, let's do a pool day," and I'm like, "I'm missing a park day for this. Like, I can't be okay with this."
Facts.
I have a confession.
Yes.
So I have been to Disney ever since I first went when I was 18, and then like I've gone several times with my wife and our daughter since then. I have never once been in a Disney pool because
But that might be okay.
My whole time is I want to be in the
supports
park.
this message.
My daughter has been in a Disney pool before I have.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
I was not a pool person until a few years ago. I was look, if we are going there, we are going to be in the parks. Open to close, rope drop to after fireworks. We're getting every minute in, and
correct.
Yeah,
you're gonna walk through those blisters. You're
gonna suck it up. You're on vacation.
I've had to throw away shoes and get new ones because I packed incorrectly.
Yeah, right.
So
I support it.
It's so funny. I love it. Well, if you do Disney from open to close and you're at a Disney resort, pro tip, jacuzzi in the night. Then that'll be really good on your muscles. Yes. You can at least say you dipped in there without wasting your park day.
True.
Because there's no sleep at Disney. There's just no sleep.
No sleep at Disney, for sure.
No.
It's not a vacation.
You need a vacation from being at Disney. All right, Jen, Brooks, who wants the next question?
I'll take it. What is a fun fact about you that most people don't know?
I'm a vegetarian. Maybe that. Well, I was pescatarian since I was 10. In September, I stopped eating seafood. So
this past September?
This past September, yeah. So yeah, I was like, I haven't eaten meat or like chicken or anything. Like literally the only thing I would eat was seafood. So I was pescatarian for the whole time until September. I was like, you know what? I'm making the move. So I'm vegetarian. I don't know if that's I guess a lot of people don't know that.
Congratulations.
Are you vegetarian too?
I'm vegan.
Nice. So Disney's probably an easy place for you to go because there's so many options. I mean, they're not all good, but they at least have them.
Yeah, some are better than others, but yeah, it's
Steakhouse 71.
Well, sometimes I just think that they're like some things are really creative and some things I just don't understand.
Yeah.
At all. Like as just an option.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. They are not all created equally.
Like I think, and bigger than Disney, do you like jackfruit?
See, I am not a fan of jackfruit.
Neither am I. I think that all those options need to go away. I don't know.
Hey, I thought the jackfruit hot dog is good that they have, and okay, I am in the minority here. I will be quiet.
No. I think I have an issue with it more as like the only vegan option at a place because it's like, I feel like it's just an option that maybe just because it's vegan, I don't think it should be the vegan option because it's like such a niche. Like not everybody likes it at all. So that's my only issue with the vegan.
All right, Brooks, do you have another rapid fire question? Or if not, I will start wrapping up.
I don't know if I have another one.
You can make something up.
Well, now we're putting
Okay.
Brooks on this.
Yeah. Gee, thanks, guys.
Sorry.
What is your favorite park to visit?
Magic Kingdom. Always Magic Kingdom. It's
That
just
was quick.
There was no
Yeah.
hesitation there.
because
All
the
right.
thing is like I don't need to go on any rides. I could just be there. I'm in the atmosphere. I see the
Yeah.
castle. Everything's good in the world. Even it's just no matter what day, time, whatever, anything going on in life. It's just that is just.
Do you like to
love it.
go and just sit on the hub grass and just look at the castle and just,
Or the people
No.
mover.
or the people?
But the
mover?
people mover, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, no, I just feel like the hub grass is somebody's sleeping next to me, and then it's not fun. Someone who's snoring, who's eating food, like it's too overstimulating. But people mover, love people.
That's too funny. Okay, I got one more question from the audience. And we didn't even really touch about D23 and being invited there, because I'm sure that was pretty cool for you as well. Hopefully we'll see you there in August.
I destination D23, right? This year? Yeah,
Yes.
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
That's
At
yeah.
Coronado.
That one's here. Yeah.
Yeah, Walt Disney World. Okay, got a question from the audience, aka Mike. What is a day in the life of a Disney artist like? I can't believe I didn't think about that one myself.
It depends. Honestly, it could entail waking up and drinking a Celsius. It always entails waking up and drinking a Celsius, and I'll start with that.
You and Mike would be great friends then.
Yes.
Yes.
And
I'm a ghost energy person myself.
I need the boost. I need it. I'm really flavorless without it. It's hard to go about my day without caffeine. And then maybe working on concepts or filming content for pieces that I did. There's really only certain days of the week that I'll paint and I'll be like in my zone painting, or like the thing is what's exciting about I guess my day to day is like I prepare for like events, so like planning for another event that'll be at Four Seasons. It's like I know I need to create a certain amount of pieces, so then just like gaining inspiration for those pieces. So if I'm not painting, I'm doing concepts, or like today I'm doing some work for a house, so I went to the house to get some measurements of walls for pieces, and so it's a range. And then some days, honestly, in full transparency, I don't want to do anything at all. And if I don't take the time to like recharge and live and just sometimes just lay down and watch TV, it's like I need those days too. So it really depends on just how I'm feeling that day. But the day in the life of a Disney artist ranges greatly day to day.
Except for the Celsius.
Except for the Celsius. That is a constant, yes.
Okay, follow up. What's your favorite Celsius flavor?
There's what's it called? It's like some weird name, but it's like the marshmallow orange one. Have you ever had that one?
I haven't, but Michael's been raving about it. I know which
That
one.
one's
I
really
can
good.
imagine the can, but I can't remember
Yes.
the name.
Yes, and then my boyfriend's favorite is the Coca-Cola one, and so I like that one a lot too. Like that's like cola flavored.
I don't think I've seen that one.
That one is really good. So I've had a lot of those, and we were at them today, and he like went on a little scavenger hunt trying to find some, and they're harder to find sometimes. I think that like because not all the places have all the flavors, so.
Right. Yep. Well, great question. I love to hear it. Okay, we've definitely kept you a lot longer than expected, so sorry. Bear with us. Only a few more minutes.
No, please.
We're having a great time.
Yes, yeah.
I
This
was
is
going to
wonderful.
say, I'm not sorry. This is amazing.
Okay, so just a couple things. Actually, trying to end it. You said you went to someone's house. Do you do custom commission work?
I do custom pieces. Everything still needs to go through the same approval process with Disney, which is super important. But I don't necessarily take all requests for custom pieces. So it's got to be something that I feel strongly about, that I'll do the character justice, and then it's something that I have interest in. Also, I think setting expectations is something that is super important. So, basically I'll come up with a sketch first and I'll share it with the person and see how they feel about it. And I'm like, please give me all of your thoughts because this is something that we're working on together. I want to take that into account. And sometimes they'll have ideas and I'm like, well, what if we did this? And then yes, short answer, yes. Long answer, sometimes.
I'm sure the people would love to know that. So thank you. Okay. Where can people follow you and buy your work?
My Instagram and TikTok is just my name, Dom Corona, DOMCORONA. I have pieces that are available on my website, which is domcorona.com, or also disneyfineart.com. That's pretty much the best way to find my work. There won't be original pieces available online, but if there's anything that anybody sees that they want more information about, they're more than welcome to. I think emailing me is probably the best option for that, which is my email is just dom@domcorona.com.
All right. What's next for you? Any upcoming projects or events that we should look forward to?
Well, the goal of mine this year is to be part of more charitable organizations, and I'm really passionate about animals. That's my number one passion. If I can, it's I've been really lucky, and I've had a wonderful time being an artist so far, and it's great, but I want to be able to do more, and I think it's I know I can do more with my work and give back. So getting more involved in different charitable organizations that give back to, I guess, animals and help. My dog Nemo is a rescue, so I'm super keen on all that stuff. So yeah, that's what's next for me. That's my big goal for this year.
I love that. Fun fact about me for all of our listeners: I actually volunteer at a dog rescue. Both of my dogs are rescues, but at least twice a week, I always volunteer at dog rescue, and it's one of my favorite things in the world. I actually consider it exercise as well as, just filling my soul, because I'll run those dogs and they wear me out. But yeah, I love that. Absolutely. Okay. Last question. Festival of the Arts for 2026. Is that in the works?
Hopefully. I won't know for a bit, but yeah, I mean, if the opportunity arises.
At least you want to.
Yes, I'm there. I'm there. Yes. Mentally, I'm there.
And I also want our listeners to know, if you do follow Dom, he's very good about posting where he's going to be, what he's got coming up, with Disney Springs. I'm sure if the opportunity comes up again for you to be there physically and greeting guests and fans, you'll be posting on your social media. Same with when you're in the Four Seasons. I've seen you post stuff when you're there. So if you are interested in meeting him or seeing what else is next for him, whether rescue or at Walt Disney World, definitely encourage you to follow him on his Instagram and TikTok. So for all those listening out there, if you loved hearing Dom's story, screenshot this episode on any of your social medias, tag us, and tell us your favorite part. We'll be sharing or resharing on our social media stories as they come in. Brooks, Jen, do you guys have any more questions for Dom before we wrap up and do the trivia question?
Good.
No. I just enjoyed it all.
Yeah, this has been great.
Yeah, this has been wonderful.
Really enjoyed it. I think Woody as well enjoyed it because I just heard him.
Sorry.
He was echoing our sentiments.
Yeah,
Nemo too. He's been sleeping like a rock. Yeah. He said he had a great time.
I love it. He's such a cutie pie. Well, Dom, from the bottom of all of our hearts, including Kelton, who isn't here, thank you so much for being on today's episode. This was fun.
You.
This was informative for anyone out there who is looking to be a Disney fine artist. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode and learn a little bit about Dom's story and how he came to fame. And as well, maybe you're inspired to go check out the Festival of the Arts in 2026 if you didn't get a chance to do so this year. It is honestly a fantastic time. And, if you've listened to our previous episode of Festival of the Arts, you probably heard that there's also Broadway? Jen, help me out here. What's it called?
No, you
Broadway concert series.
Thank you. I knew concert was in there, and I was like, man, I'm not getting the right wording in my head. Thank you. Broadway concert series.
Yes.
So you got artwork, you've got artists, you've got live music, entertainment galore, of course. You've got the Broadway, why can't I say that? Broadway concert series, and so much more at Festival of the Arts. This was 2025, super successful year for Dom, for this festival, and of course many other artists. Hopefully you were there and you tried his delicious artgarita that I'm still salty I didn't try. But looking forward to trying whatever creation you come up with next year. And with that, Brooks, you want to let us know what the trivia question / answer is?
Yeah, we still have that.
We
So,
do.
if you remember the trivia question, if you do, thumbs up for you. But the trivia question was, in the class of 1989, Disney legends consisted of the famous Disney's 9 Old Men, which were really the main original animators for all the early Disney movies. And there was a 10th animator that was inducted into the Disney Legends. Can y'all guess who the other artist is?
I can't guess. I just saw the answer.
So, Dom, you talked about how Mickey is your favorite to draw. It is the original animator of Mickey Mouse, Oob Iwerks.
Is it Oob or is it Ub? Either way, it does not matter. Oob, Ub. I kind of like Oob. Mr. Iwerks himself.
Yeah, Mr. Iwerks himself, came up with the original drawings of Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie, and then, he came up with several others when he departed from Disney for a while and then came back, and true Disney legend.
Yeah, it's embarrassing that I didn't know that, but
Don't worry, we're
know.
regularly stumped
I'm
on
surprised
the questions.
Now, I'm surprised he wasn't the first person inducted. So
No kidding.
Yeah.
But
if I have any excuse, the way it was worded made me think that it was maybe a woman. So, because you said 9 men or
old
whatever.
man.
Yeah, so I was
they
like,
were all.
So who's the woman?
That's good deductive reasoning.
Yeah.
I didn't
Sure.
even make
Yeah,
it
let's go
that
with
far with thinking.
The same train as Jen. What was happening? Oh my gosh. That was a great question, Brooks. Thank you. Thank you for that one. Definitely got to pay tribute to Mr. Iwerks. And no, I'm not saying his first name. Alrighty,
I think it's
so
Ub. I think it's Ub.
I think it's
Ub.
Ub. But Oob sounds cool too.
Yeah, it sounds like the sweet
Ube.
potato. Isn't it Ube? Yeah.
Ube.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
He's probably rolling in his grave. They just
He's
call
like-
me Ube.
At least they pronounced my last name right.
You cracked me up, Brooks. I love it. But, on that note, I think this about does it for this week's episode of the Mouse Ears podcast. Again, if you love what you heard here and you want to continue to follow Dom's growth and progress and successes and beautiful art pieces, you can follow him on Instagram and TikTok at Dom Corona or on Disney Fine Artist as well. Don't forget to join our Mouse Ears podcast Facebook group and follow us on TikTok, Facebook, X, and Instagram to stay up to date with all things travel, but mostly Disney. If you're interested in having a Fairy Tale Journeys agent book your next trip, visit fairytalejourneys.com and let them know that the podcast sent you. Lastly, if you enjoy our weekly episodes of the Mouse Ears podcast, especially this one, we'd love for you to leave us a review wherever you listen to us. Again, Dom, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
You. Yeah,
And to
this
everyone
was
out
much
there
fun.
listening, listen, we had a lot more fun than probably you did.
No. It was wonderful. This was great. Thank you.
Thank you, seriously. For everyone else out there, until next episode, thanks everyone. Bye.
Bye.